You wouldn't believe the mess we got tangled in over a stupid $500 fine for our mailbox being a couple inches too tall in our cozy little Oak Ridge Estates neighborhood. Man, I thought we'd hit the jackpot with this place after moving in 8 months back. Tree-lined streets, kids biking till dusk, the whole American dream vibe. But nope, our HOA president, Brenda Wilkins, this picture-perfect helper who'd organized food drives and fixed folks' fences like some suburban saint, slapped us with that bogus citation. And when my wife Laura pushed back, Brenda straight up calls the cops, her face all smug like she'd won the lottery, only for the officer to spot Laura and go pale as milk, stammering, "Captain Hayes? Ma'am, I didn't realize." Backing away like he'd seen a ghost, while Brenda's grin melts into sheer terror, realizing she'd just poked a bear she never saw coming. Yeah, I'm Tom Reynolds, 38, teaching U.S. history at Jefferson High, where I've spent 15 years sniffing out teen schemes behind those innocent grins. But nothing prepped me for Brenda's web of lies, born from her desperate need to hide a past that'd make your skin crawl, all while Laura, my rock of a wife at 40, kept her role as police captain under wraps, 'cause who wants neighbors bugging you for speeding ticket fixes on your evening stroll? We'd built this life together for 12 years, thinking Oak Ridge was our safe haven, but that fine? It wasn't about rules. It was her testing the waters, probing for weaknesses in a game way bigger than petty HOA power trips, driven by her fear of exposure after fleeing a botched evidence heist back in her old life. It started innocent enough, that envelope in our box on a chilly October Tuesday, all official with photos and city codes citing our mailbox height like we'd committed treason. And Laura, ever the level-headed one, sips her coffee saying, "Tom, let's not rock the boat over $500. But something gnawed at me, that teacher gut feeling when a kid's story's too polished. Why us, when I snuck out with a tape measure from our fix-it guy Eddie and checked the block, finding 8 other mailboxes taller, some by a full inch, yet no fines for them? Selective much? Brenda's rep as the go-to gal for everything from mediating fence spats to grocery runs for old Mrs. Ellis should have clued me in. Nobody's that selfless without strings attached. Maybe her way of building trust to mask the control freak underneath, molded from years on the run, craving that fake normalcy. Chatting with Eddie while he tweaks our gate, he drops casual, "Oh, Brenda's got me noting property tweaks to keep folks compliant, you know. Heads up before fines hit." And it hits me like a cold shower. This ain't helpful, it's spying. Her eyes on our place specifically, waiting for a slip, all 'cause, I later figured, Laura's job made us a threat in her paranoid world. Things ramped up subtle at first, like a storm brewing on the horizon. Friday, I fumble my keys by the front planters Laura loves rearranging to make the house feel warm, and as I fish 'em out, my hand brushes something metal that ain't right, pulling out this tiny camera, pro-grade with a lens, staring right into our living room, recording God knows what. Our fights, our laughs, our private whispers. Man, I sat on the steps feeling gut-punched, violated in ways words can't touch, wondering how long it had been there, what she'd seen. That inner sanctuary shattered. When Laura gets home, I hold it up silent, watching her cycle from puzzled to pissed, her cop instincts kicking in as she inspects it. "Tom, this is enforcement-level gear. Needs credentials to buy. Who the hell knows I'm captain?" Her voice low and fierce, that question flipping the script from HOA nonsense to targeted hit. Her secret life now a vulnerability Brenda exploited out of sheer survival panic. Next morning, a text buzzes from unknown. "Urgent HOA meet tonight. Safety issues." And we walk into that packed community hall. 35 families crammed in where yoga usually happens. Brenda up front with her clipboard, sweet smile hiding the shark eyes, launching into, "Folks, troubling reports of surveillance threatening our peace." Q-coached neighbors chiming in. Sarah from down the street quavers, "If someone's watching, how safe are our kids?" And Eddie mutters, "Some folks think they're above rules, causes ripples, all orchestrated like a bad play." Brenda nodding cues, her motive clear. Turn the mob against us to isolate and pressure, stemming from her dread that Laura's badge could unravel her fake ID. But here's where we flip the damn table. I'd had enough of her puppet show standing up mid-rant, holding that camera high. Since we're chatting privacy, how about this bad boy planted to spy inside our home? Costs a fortune. Needs cop creds. Who's the real threat here? The room splits like Moses parted the sea, some gasping genuine shock, others squirming as doubt creeps in. Brenda's facade cracking with a flash of rage before she coos. Must be a mix-up, maybe for burglar watch. But I press, Watching our bedroom talks? That's neighborly? And folks start whispering, Eddie looking baffled like he'd been duped. Post-meet, he pulls us aside in the lot. Tom, she scripted what I said. Thought it was general upkeep stuff, confirming her manipulation game, born from a lifetime dodging the law, twisting trust like a pro. Overheard her on the phone, urgent whisper, Speed it up. They're on to me. How long till she IDs who I am? Chilling us to the core. That slip hinting at layers deeper than HOA ego. She shows up next day demanding payment. No chit-chat. Phone twitching like she's on a clock. Pay now or face consequences. Her threat laced with desperation. Laura stepping up cool. Threatening us, Brenda? And bam, she dials 911 right there, voice pitching high. Officers needed. These folks are aggressive over valid fines. Safety risk. Clever as hell, framing us as thugs to summon backup. She thought she'd control. Officer Ramirez rolls up quick, uniform sharp, expecting trouble. Brenda pours on the victim act. They're threatening over rules. But when he turns to Laura for her side, his face drains color. Captain Hayes? What, ma'am, I had no clue. Stumbling back, her authority hitting like a thunderclap, Brenda's smug crumbling to panic as backup arrives, echoing the shock. Captain, everything okay? Word rippling through the precinct like wildfire. Instead of cowing us, she'd outed Laura to her own force, that backfire fueled by her blind spot, assuming we were nobodies, not knowing Laura's pull stemmed from years busting real crooks. Department buzzes, Captain Ellis calls Laura in. Half the force is chatting your HOA drama. We got a chat image. But we spin it, digging into Brenda's past, her moves reeking of pro-knowledge. Social fallout hits hard. Brenda whispers poison. Worried about cop overreach in our quiet hood? Turning neighbors cold, invites drying up. Jogs solo. Laura's eyes showing the hurt despite her tough shell. That isolation gnawing at our marriage. Her integrity questioned after a career of fairness. All 'cause Brenda needed to discredit threats to her scam. I counter door to door, teacher mode on, timelines and facts like a lesson plan. Here's the camera. Here's her lies. Who's really playing games? Chipping away at her web, her motive unraveling as survival instinct from a fugitive life. We set the trap over coffee with Detective Vaughn, Laura's colleague who'd probed too deep, me wired up playing worried hubby. This mess is stressing Laura bad, and he bites, spilling details he shouldn't know. The camera model, meeting deets, our schedules. Laura pulls late Wednesdays. Tough being alone in a hostile spot, huh? Bingo, intel only from surveillance or insiders. Playback hits Laura hard. He's dirty, tied to someone watching us, leading to her hauling it to Ellis, who confronts Vaughn, breaking him fast. She cleared my $82K gambling hole, said feed info on Hayes' cases and routine, naming Elena as Brenda's real alias, ex-Detroit cop Elena Vargas, vanished after lifting $412K from evidence, faking her death in a river crash. Scope explodes, 4 years hopping suburbs, Bloomington, Davenport, Peoria, scamming $2.4 million via HOA fraud, building trust then bleeding fines and fake projects, Vaughn her inside man for escape plans to Belize. We rally the neighborhood in that same hall, laying out proofs, Eddie's logs of her spy asks, Sarah sobbing realizing she'd been a pawn, and poof, Brenda's house. Gutted clean, pro-vanish while we talk, but she snatches Sarah as hostage in the old rec center, taser in hand. Help me bolt or else. Her cornered rage from foster kid poverty fears driving the desperation. FBI swarms, Agent Ramirez, no relation briefing. She's our top ghost. You folks cracked her cycle. Eddie mapping the building for SWAT, Vaughn spilling her weak spots from jail. Threaten her cash. She's terrified of broke. And during her sweet-toned rants over the line, I'm the hero exposing rogue cops like Hayes. Sarah slips ties, rolling clear as agents breach, nabbing her mid-screech about bigger players. You idiots blew their cover. Hinting at shadows deeper, maybe a ring pulling strings, leaving us wondering if she was pawn or queen. Trials a circus, her on stand sneering. These sheep begged for guidance. I just charged fair. Getting 25 years, no parole, restitution full. Vaughn 3+ probation, weeping betrayal regrets. Laws change. HOA leader checks mandatory. The Neighborhood Shield Act. Our hood rebuilds transparent under Sarah. Real watches. Bonds forged in fire. Laura's promoted to liaison chief. Our marriage tougher. Mailbox plaque reading trust earned through trials. But that nagging twist keeps me up. Was Elena solo, or part of a web where helpful folks hide crimes in plain sight, blurring who's victim, who's villain in these tight-knit spots? Makes you question every kind gesture, right? If this tale shook you, maybe your own HOA headache or shady neighbor, drop a comment. Was justice served, or did we miss bigger fish? Share your stories, smash like if truth wins, subscribe for more real-life twists, and tell me, fair play or foul in suburbia? What's your take?